Hello and welcome to Sean's Test Bench. Today I'm going to be upgrading my friend's computer. I built this probably 2014, 2015. I'll have to actually look at some of the footage and the properties will tell me. Let's go over what I did to it 5 years ago or more, and then we'll disassemble this and I'll bring out the parts that we're going to be installing in this computer. I built this computer for my friend in 2015. He had bought this, it was originally an HP desktop from Walmart. It lasted just over the year of the warranty. So I took it and I modified the case for a front 120 millimeter fan. I cut the window in it and I filled it with an Asus board and standard desktop hardware. So it come back because it has a dual core Phenom 550 processor, and the dual core just can't keep up anymore. This is the hardware I put in this case. An Asus motherboard. We have a 500 gig Western Digital Blue hard drive, 8 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, an Antec 450 watt power supply, and I believe that card is a GS460 1 gigabyte card. The upgrade will not have a card in it. He only surfs the net, and I only put this card in before because I was hooking a big screen TV to it, and he no longer does that. Just want to show you guys the hardware in there now. Pretty dirty too. Guess you don't clean that out too much. Well, let's start disassembling this computer and getting it ready for the new parts going in. It has HP screws. I have to find a bit for it. Pretty sure it's this one right here. Okay, that's all the hardware I'm going to remove out of this. I'm going to take this case out and blow it out with a compressor, some compressed air, and clean it up a little bit. And then there's going to be, I'm going to paint some on here. I don't know if you noticed, but the very edges are all chipped up. The paint was chipped up from this, from the window that I made, and the way it goes on. I made a whole new full view window like I did on the last computer, so I won't be using this again. I'm going to paint all that black. I'm going to mask it off, paint this black, clean this case up, and get it ready for the hardware that I'm going to put in this case. Okay, I got all the painting I wanted done on this case. I stripped out what I had to and I masked it off and painted everything. I'm going to bring the camera in closer. We're going to go over the hardware I'm going to be putting into this computer and go over what I just painted on the case. Okay, so I painted all the trim around the edge of the case. It was pretty chipped up with the old frame clipped into it. Also painted the back of the case. The blue paint was getting a little chipped up, and I left the blue on the inside of the case. It's a very, very pretty blue. It's a Metal Flake automotive paint. All right, let's go over the hardware we're going to be using in this case. The motherboard is going to be an Asus M5A78L-M LX3. The processor I'm going to be using is a AMD FX 6300. I really believe these are the best bang for the buck right now. I made a full view window. This has a full magnetic strip around the edges. I'll do a video on that, on just how I make these windows. Also got a piece of acrylic mirror. These are for repairing broken mirrors in a car or a truck. I may mirror the bottom of this case like I did in a Dell computer I built a while ago. The processor is going to be cooled by an Antec cooler, 120 millimeter IOU. I had to buy the mount separately for the FX. The memory going in this computer is Nanya DDR3 1600, and there's 2 4-gig sticks, so there'll be 8 gigabytes of memory in this case. The SSD I'll be installing is a Crucial 120 gigabyte SSD, and this will be for the operating system. The original 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue is going to stay in there as a storage. I painted the DVD drive because you will be seeing the side of it in the window, so I wanted it painted and looking nice. The 450 watt Antec power supply has been very reliable. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in this case. I did install a 120 millimeter blue LED fan. So I don't know between this fan, it's a 92 millimeter LED blue fan. If it's not enough blue in the build, I have a magnetic strip, a blue LED light, and I made this cover here, this black long one, to hide the light so it's indirect if I intend to use it. I also made a PCI slot cover, and it's custom because this PCI slot I had to cut out. It was not in this case and I cut it out, and it's really no way for me to put a standard PCI slot cover in. So I made one out of plexiglass, I tapped it, and it has the screw ready for it to install. These are the I/O, the front I/O of the computer. I pulled it out while I painted it. I did sleeve these cables back when I built this computer, and it took a long time, but they are sleeved. I have the original SATA connectors. SATA cables, I added one blue one. I didn't order the same as a translucent one, so I just grabbed an older Dell. I use it on a DVD drive because I'm not sure if it's SATA 3 or not. And just some miscellaneous stuff. So that is what's going into this computer build. Now that we went over the hardware, let me start assembling this computer. Okay, the computer's completely assembled. I'm putting Windows 10 on it right now. I did end up putting the LED strip in. It wasn't enough blue light. I also put in that plate to block the lighting so it's not direct lighting. So you ain't gonna see the bulbs from the LED strip, but it's gonna glow it up. I also used the mirror for the bottom of it. I think it looks really good mirrored in the bottom. Let me bring the camera in and we're gonna get some nice B-roll of this build. And stay tuned, I have 2 workstation computers to build for myself. Thank you for watching Sean's Test Bench.